Hello friends, happy Monday. Today I'm going to be trying this new thing called weekly vlogging. You may have heard of it. I personally have never really done it before, so I am excited. If you've been here for a while, you've probably noticed me say like a couple times over the course of honestly like the past 2 years that I haven't been like super inspired by YouTube anymore, and I'm kind of hoping maybe transitioning to doing more like chill weekly reading vlogs will work better for me. So I'm gonna try it out, see how it goes. That's the plan. So if you like it, have any thoughts, please let me know in the comments. Very interested in what you have to say, but I've been really enjoying watching weekly vlogs recently and just seeing like how productive people are, how much like they realistically read in a week, that kind of thing. So that's what this vlog is going to be. I think, as you probably know from the title, I'm going to title it something like what I realistically read in a week as a flight attendant, and I kind of want to incorporate more like flight attendant stuff into this channel because like I have a really cool job and it's super interesting. I don't know, add some like flavor and spice to a weekly vlog, I feel like. Also, one of the best parts about my job is allows me a schedule where I can read so much, so I thought it would be interesting to just kind of mood read this week. Actually, that's a lie. I have like a shit ton of books on my Goodreads currently reading shelf right now. I don't know what my problem is with like starting books and not finishing them, but my goal within this vlog is to like finish all of those, clear that out so I can actually like maybe start mood reading next week. So that's the plan. Today, as you can see, I'm in my parents' house. I'm off work for the next 2 days, so Monday and Tuesday I don't have to work. I'm going back to my own apartment tomorrow, but I have a dentist appointment in the morning. Today is just a really chill day. Like, me and my dog have just hung out this morning, like took him on a little walk, and I did read some of Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare this morning. I think I read about 40 pages of this before I got out of bed, because I like to read in the morning. I'm like a morning reader, not a night reader. But this is basically Cassandra Clare's first adult fantasy release, and it is following Kel, who is a sword catcher for Prince Connor. And being a sword catcher is basically like he's his body double, and he goes into dangerous situations as Connor to protect the prince. And his whole life has basically been surrounded by protecting the prince. But now Kel is like getting older, and he's been approached by the Rag Picker King, who like the notorious criminal head of this like fantasy world, kind of wants him to like start spying for him. So Kel is kind of conflicted on, does he keep his loyalty with this person that he's known his whole life, or is there really like more out there for him in the world? So I don't know, this is interesting so far. We've really just been getting like a good introduction to all the characters, and for some reason I kind of thought this was a standalone, but it's actually a trilogy. Should have known, it's Cassandra Clare. But I'm like 200 pages into it right now. I'm on chapter 8. It's good so far. I like Cassandra Clare's writing. This is a little harder to read and get into than her like Shadowhunter books. I don't know if it's just because it's like a new world that I'm having to learn or what, but I'm enjoying it so far. So this chunker is definitely a plan for the week. Hopefully I can get through it. I don't know what I'm going to pick up next, but I will let you know when I do. For the rest of the day today, honestly, I'm probably not going to do much. I'm going to go to the gym here later, and then I'll probably go to, I don't know if we're gonna have dinner here tonight or go out, but yeah, I'll update you as we go along. Later in the week, I am going to San Francisco, which I've been to San Francisco many times, but I really haven't like gone out and done the touristy stuff. So I did book a tour of Alcatraz, and I also booked a hop off bus tour so I can like go get around the city easier. So hopefully that'll be a fun vlog content. That's gonna be on Thursday, and then on Friday and Saturday I'm actually going to a new country, so you can come to Panama with me. I've never been to Panama before, so I'm excited about that. So there will definitely be more traveling in the second half of the week, more just like productive at-home content for this first part of the week, but I will take you along, and I hope you enjoy this video. And right now, I don't know what I'm gonna do, to be honest with you. I probably have to leave for the gym here soon, so I'm probably not going to really get into anything, but I do want to try and maybe create some Instagram content this week. I have a video that I need to edit that can go up before this one. Maybe I probably won't film anything this week other than this vlog. That's another reason why I want to try to film this vlog. I've just been finding it really hard to like find time to just like sit down and film things. Hopefully this will be like just a more chill, relaxed way to like get back into the swing of making content. So I feel like I've been saying this shit over and over for like years, but hopefully this will actually stick. But yes, I'm gonna go enjoy my day, and I will show you the highlights. morning. Today's Tuesday. In terms of reading yesterday, I only did what I updated you on. I only read the 40 pages of this, but I'm gonna sit down and read a little bit this morning before I make myself lunch. We already walked the dog this morning, went to the dentist, so productive day so far. I don't have anything really on for the rest of the day. I should start editing a video. I've just been so out of the habit of editing that I don't feel like doing it. So I just need to try and get into that, And then I am flying back to New Jersey tonight. So my mom and I are going to drive to the airport. Then I'll get back this evening. I want to get into the habit of reading before I go to bed too. So we're going to try and do that tonight. That's the plan. But I think I'm going to try and read for an hour in this. So hopefully I can get 60 to 80 pages into this. Maybe I can get almost halfway. That would be nice. I think this is 600 pages total. I think I'm currently on 190. Yeah, chapter 8, 191. So Elvis and I here are going to do some reading. Good morning. It is Wednesday and I'm still in bed. I just made my coffee. I think I'm gonna read a little bit to start my day. So yesterday I did make a ton of progress in Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare. I'm on page 411 and I think I started on 190, so I read over 200 pages, which is awesome. I'm very happy that I made so much progress in this, and I am really liking it. I will say that the first 200 pages were really slow, but now that I'm into the story, I'm starting to fall in love with the characters and think their relationships are really interesting, the plot's really interesting. Some really shocking things were happening while I was reading this on the plane last night. I wish I got some reaction clips, but alas, filming in public. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this a lot. My only real complaint is I wish I had more romance in it, which that's just me, and I was kind of expecting it to, I think, because it was Cassandra Clare and that's one of the hallmarks of all of her books. But I think there will be some romance. It just maybe wasn't between the people I was thinking it was going to be between. I don't know, it's interesting. I do kind of wish that I knew who the pairings were, because that's usually what keeps me interested and excited to keep reading, when I'm going to get more information about the pairings and the romance. But there's enough in here that it is good regardless. That is just what would make a 5-star perfect book for me. But I do think that this is a lot of fun. I do think I'll probably end up giving it 4 stars depending on how the ending goes. I do wish that it wasn't a series, it was just a standalone, but I think that's why it was kind of slow in the beginning, because there was a lot to set up and get going. But I should keep reading this today, because I don't think I'm going to take this on my flight attendant trip, just because it is such a chunky, heavy book. But I'm not going to do that, and I'm not going to keep reading anything that I currently am reading. I randomly found this trash book on Kindle yesterday called Princely Submission by Casey Wells, and that's what I feel like reading, so that's what I'm going to read.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Tape my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Hello friends. It's been many days. I'm not very good at weekly vlogging. I'm trying to get better. It's okay. I failed the first time, but we're persisting. I did forget to film any talking head clips for the rest of the week. So I am here to do a little rundown. What I did in the second half of the week. Yeah, I didn't like explain what was going on or talk about anything that I read. So I'm here to do just that. The last time I talked to you was the day before I went to San Francisco, when I was reading Princely Submission. On the next day, I did fly from Newark to San Francisco. It was like an afternoon check-in. I don't think I did anything that morning, to be honest with you, before I went to work. And then of course our flight to San Francisco was delayed. We love that. It was okay though, because it got in the evening and it wasn't like a red eye or anything. And I know in my clip I showed A Lady for a Duke. I think I read a page of that book for most of the flight. During my downtime during the day, I read Princely Submission. I did decide to DNF that book. Actually, I DNF'd it at 85%. It was just not for me. It was a modern day Prince and Bodyguard MLM romance, smutty. It was kind of slow burn though. Honestly, I don't even remember if there was smut until like I think I got to it like near the 85% mark. It was so bad that it really inspired me just to stop reading the book. I think I was like waiting for it and that's why I didn't DNF earlier. But yeah, not good. Not well written, annoying characters, no chemistry, awkward sex scenes. Not for me. Did DNF that. I think I also started and finished Mine to Claim. Who's that by? By Evie Olson. This was a short novella. It was like 25 pages or something. It was a post-apocalyptic MLM story where these two people like meet out in the wilderness and like have sex and fall in love. Like, it was fine. I think I gave it 3 stars maybe. I mean, it was a short story. Nothing super interesting. And then we got to San Francisco. I went straight to bed. It was like fairly late, especially East Coast time. It was really late. I got this cute sweatshirt. Anyway, the next day I did explore San Francisco. I did not read it all that day. This was the 11th. In the morning, I took the ferry to Alcatraz and walked around there. It was super cool learning about the history of Alcatraz. And I can't believe like I really have been to San Francisco so many times and not actually like explored and gone to the touristy destinations. So I'm glad that I like took this day to do that. Trips like this really do make me appreciate this job. And I'm like, this is why I had this job, is to explore these cool places. So I'm really glad I did that. Alcatraz was really interesting and neat. Then I think it's Pier 39 is right near there, which is like this big pier with all of these like shops and restaurants. I got some clam chowder there and I saw the sea lions. I literally could have sat forever and watched the freaking sea lions. I think there were sea lions and not seals. I might be wrong, but anyway, they were so funny. They were literally just like piled on top of one another and like crawling all over one another and like yelling at each other. It was so funny and entertaining. Probably my favorite part of the whole city. And after I explored the pier, I got a like hop on, hop off bus tour. So I figured that was the cheapest way to like go from Alcatraz to the Golden Gate Bridge. And I think that it probably was. And there was a stop like right by my hotel. So it was a really like easy way to get around the city without like shelling out hundreds of dollars on Ubers. So I took that and I actually went first before the Golden Gate Bridge to the Painted Ladies, which is it's like the iconic hill of Victorian colorful houses. So I saw that. I wanted to do a lot more, but really I'm a chronic overestimator of how much time things will take. So didn't have nearly as much time as I thought. Also chronic underestimator of how much energy I will have. And by the end of this day, I was exhausted. So I saw the Painted Ladies and then I went to the Golden Gate Bridge. Had like an incredible experience there. I went at around 4 p.m. and I was so afraid that I was going to get there and it was going to be foggy and I wouldn't be able to see the bridge because it had literally been foggy around the bridge all day. Like in the morning from Alcatraz, you could hardly see it. And so I was like, oh gosh, like I'm not going to get cool pictures. But thankfully I did get cool pictures. It was incredible. There was no fog, no mist. It was literally great. It was amazing. I like hiked up to a couple different viewpoints and it was a lot of fun. And that was pretty much everything I did in San Francisco. Like I said, I wanted to do more. I definitely will have to go back and hit some of the like other stops. And I honestly would probably do the hop on, hop off bus again because it just really is the best way to get to all the touristy destinations. So super fun. And then I took the red eye home, which was also delayed, which was so fun because I was so tired because I went out all day and literally maybe took like an hour nap before I went to check in for this flight. So I was having a great time on that flight. To keep myself awake though, I was reading All Dolled Up by Chara Croft. This was another miss for me. I actually also ended up DNFing this book. This is an MLM contemporary romance. It's like erotic, BDSM, explores like sub-dom dynamics. Specifically in this kink, sub like acts like a doll and literally like doesn't speak. Not here to kink shame. Wasn't for me. I think like in a different scenario, maybe it would have been more understandable, but the two characters were literally strangers 24 hours before they were doing this, and so it just didn't seem healthy, consented to, discussed, boundary set, all of those things. Yeah, not for me. DNF to that one. Then I went home and slept all day, so nothing to report. Then that night, I took the red eye to Panama City. It was kind of stressful boarding, but the flight was okay. I think I was still reading All Dolled Up on that flight, and I think that is when I decided to DNF it, and then I did not pick anything else up because I was like busy or tired. I don't know what I was doing, but I got to Panama City like really early, like 3 a.m. in the morning, and so I had a couple hours to get a nap in before I went out and explored, which was really nice. I ended up booking a like van tour of Old Town, Casco Viejo, and the Panama Canal because I'm like, it's my first time in Panama City, I should like see the sights, so I booked a half-day tour on Viator and it was like perfect. I loved it. My guide was Tony. I honestly will link it down below. I don't know if anyone's gonna go to Panama City after watching this video, but I really enjoyed his tour, and he like is very meticulous about making sure we like saw a ship going through the Panama Canal, which was really cool because a lot of times like there's not ships going through, so you just are like, oh cool, a canal. But it was really cool to actually like see how everything worked and to watch one pass through. But before we even got to the Panama Canal, we went around Casco Viejo, which is like the old city, the old town in Panama City. It was literally beautiful. Like the buildings there are so gorgeous. Tony was so like knowledgeable about like the area and the people and the culture and everything, so it was super interesting learning from him and seeing all the history and all of the buildings. I love architecture. I'm an architecture girly, so that was fun. And it was really hot actually, but it was nice weather. It was really sunny. Like the skyline of the city was beautiful. I really didn't realize like how built up Panama City is. Like it was like another city, like New York or something. Like it's maybe not that big, but it's a big city, and it was really just very beautiful, and I loved the contrast between like the old and the new. Really cool. Just a super cool city in general, super cool experience. I did get sick though. On the flight home, we worked the red eye home. I like was feeling so nauseous, and I thought it was just like from not having enough sleep and like running myself ragged doing all these activities, but I think it was food poisoning. So that was a lot of fun. It took it out of me for a couple days. For comfort, and because I had DNF 2 books back to back, I was like, I really need a comfort read, something I know I'm gonna love. So I picked up Reading the Signs by Kira Andrews. This is an MLM contemporary baseball age gap romance, all the tropes, and this is literally one of my favorite books. Like not just like a smutty KU romance, like not just a favorite romance, like this is a favorite in general. I love this book so much. So it's basically about let's get the names of these characters. So it's basically a romance between Jake and Nico. Jake and Nico are on the same baseball team. Jake just recently got traded to this team, and this is kind of blindsided. He is like 30 or 32 or something, so he's kind of looking towards retirement as a professional athlete, like he only can play professional sports for so long. I'm 26 and I feel like my body is dead. So he kind of wanted to finish out his career on this team that he was on, but they blindsided him, traded him, but turns out to be like the best thing that could have ever happened for him because he's kind of fallen out of love with baseball, but he kind of gets assigned on this new team to look after Nico, who is a pitcher and a rookie. He's like excellent, like he has amazing raw talent. He's in the running for Rookie of the Year, but he's very hot-headed and can get very like stressed and angry under pressure and in the game and things, and he's not very consistent. So Jake he's kind of assigned to take Nico under his wing, but he and Nico really like form this very strong bond and eventually this romance, and it's just so beautiful. The chemistry is so good. It has a lot of smut kink elements that I like, but it's not too much. It's very also emotional, and the plot's really good, and I don't know, I just love everything about this book. It is incredible. Easy 5 stars. Literally like a 6-star book. I love this book so much. If you haven't read it, you definitely should. Yeah. I think it is actually now on Kindle Unlimited, and it hasn't always been on Kindle Unlimited because I actually own this book. I bought it. But yeah, it's on Kindle Unlimited now, so would recommend. And that was my week. So just as a little like reading wrap up, I made progress in The Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare. At the time of filming this, I have already finished this book. But if you want my full thoughts, look out for my next weekly reading vlog. I might also talk about it in a wrap up before that goes up. But so we made progress in that. I read like 200 pages of that or something. DNF'd Princely Submission, read Mind to Claim, DNF'd All Dolled Up, and then read and finished Reading the Signs by Kira Andrews. So 2 DNFs, a novella, the opposite of a novella, and a reread. So this was kind of an all over the place reading week, but I hope you enjoyed this vlog, and let me know if you would like to see more from me. I thought it was kind of fun, like involving my flight attendant job with reading and kind of showing you how those things combine. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and if you liked this video, you can also just give it a like. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me. The books I talked about will be linked in the description, and also all of my social media links will be down there as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you being here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.